Hi everybody, Dugraz here with Dugraz Reports. In this video, I am going to turn my Chase Ultimate Reward points into $4,000 of cold hard cash using a cash out value of 1.5 cents per point based on Chase's Pay Yourself Back feature. If that kind of thing sounds interesting to you, please click the subscribe button down below and please click the thumbs up button. Let's dive in. Step one to do this, you have to purchase some gift cards. The ever popular Visa gift card, something kind of like this, is an option. Sometimes they look like this. And at my grocery store or home improvement store, MasterCard debit gift cards will work as well. Here's a pretty one with a golf course. These are variable, and you can buy them in increments up to $500. So two, if purchased at the maximum, would be $1,000. My particular nearest grocery store only lets you buy them in increments of $1,000 per day. So 4 different trips, $500 per card. That's 8 cards to get $4,000. So I have bought 8 different cards, and that's $4,000. By the way, those cards have all already been redeemed. So if you think that you're going to try to pull a fast one on me by getting those screen captures and taking those card numbers, good luck with that. But anyhow, and there are fees to buy those. In my case, it's just a hair under $6. So you get 8 of them. 6 times 8 is 48. That's a small price to pay, though, $48, because I'm going to save over $1,300 by using this method, the pay myself back method, versus just taking the straight up 1 cent per point in cash. So we're going to go back in time. I'm going to show you a video where I did the first segment of cashing out, and then another video where I did the second segment of cashing out, because I had to do it in a couple different phases to get it back up to, or not back up to, but to total up to $4,000. Roll that tape. So here I am on my Ultimate Rewards page. Go to the Ultimate Rewards page for your specific card. You'll see I have 385,000 Ultimate Rewards points. In this little drop-down menu near the top, you'll want to choose Pay Yourself Back, which is right here. Click on that. It asks if you want to take a tour. You can, but I'm not going to do that right now. I'm pretty familiar with how it works. Here it shows you the redemption categories: dining, grocery stores, home improvement, and select charities. Now, I want to go through and pick out my, I guess you'd say, large scale ones. So I've got $505 here that I want to grab. I've got $505 and change here that I want to grab. That was from Lowe's, which is home improvement, Hy-Vee, which is a grocery store, and then the most recent, Hy-Vee, also a grocery store. So I've chosen those 3, and then I'm going to continue here, and it'll show me some, I guess, a summary. And you can either enter the value or apply the full amount. I'm going to do 500 on each of these just because it makes the math easier. There we go. And I've got 1,500, and it'll cost me 99,999 points to do that. And this is going to be it. This is going to be my statement credit and how many points I'm redeeming at 1.5 cents per point. And I'm going to do it. It's happening. They're finishing up my request, and it is done. Okay. So they're processing the order, and it'll post to my statement within 3 business days. My statement closes in 2 business days, so I'm hoping it goes faster than that. But here's a summary of what I just did. Welcome back. It is now 2 weeks in the future from your point of view. I previously redeemed $1,500 worth of Pay Myself Back points. Now I have purchased more gift cards at my local grocery store, which will enable me to finish the process. So I have 303,000 UR points here. A couple cards have hit their statement closing date since the last segment that you saw, so that's why it may not add up perfectly. I'm going to click here. I'm going to go to pay yourself back. I'm not going to take the tour right now. And we're going to scroll down and just see what options I have. Now, you'll notice every single option corresponds with 7 days. So that's how many days I have to pay myself back. Today is April 23rd, so I speculate maybe they're going to redo the categories at the end of the month. I know it's been announced they're extended, but I mean, right here it says grocery stores valid until 4:30. I'm not going to risk it. I'm going to go ahead and do it now. So I've gone through and selected everything I want to redeem. You can take a look and see the discount there pertaining to the 1.5 modifier. There is a display error. If this has more than 5 digits for some reason, it looks funny. So I'm going to apply the full amount of this last one, and you'll see it looks funny. There should be a slash here. So basically, I'm redeeming 166,000 some points to get almost $2,500 in value. Couldn't quite hit $2,500, but I got within $7. So once I've selected that, I'm going to go down and confirm and submit. Bingo, bango, and it's finishing up my request. And it's official. They'll take it from there. So it says I'm going to have a statement credit of $2,493.77 within the next 3 business days. So let's debrief, review what just happened and what the value was. I did add a third transaction for a whopping $6.23 here, just because I wanted it to come out to a nice even increment of $1,000. So here's the 3 transactions I've done. One is already posted, 2 are pending, with pay myself back within the last 30-ish days. And you can see this column here is the dollar amount. This column here is the point total. This is a little hard to see and small and hard to fit on one screen. So I'm going to scroll down here. I'm going to bigginize this slightly so we can all see it a little bit better here. So you can see on this Word document that transaction number 1 has this value, this many points. Transaction number 2, I cashed out for this value with this many UR points. And transaction 3, I put in some zeros to make the math columns nice. $6.23, 415 points. So if you add all that up, I cashed out $4,000 worth of ultimate reward points via the pay myself back feature. They would say technically you're not cashing out, you're just erasing or canceling transactions you've already made. And that cost me 266,662 ultimate reward points. And I know there's some people who are out there who are going to say, Doug, you can get way more than 1.5 cents per point. You're right in a vacuum, but I'm going to tell you in a little bit how I'm going to use these points. And I do still have over 100,000 UR points. So it's not like I wiped out my entire balance. $4,000 divided by that figure gets me 1 cent per point. And I noted down here, if I had cashed out the regular way for 1 cent per point, I would have only had $2,667, rounding to the nearest whole dollar. So doing it this way, even though it's quite a bit of work, gained me $1,333. Well worth the $48 I spent on the gift cards, and well worth the annual fee difference in the preferred versus the reserve. So to be a little more specific, I did a video a while back, and I'll show you this one screen from it here, comparing the Sapphire Preferred to the Sapphire Reserve as far as the math goes. And basically, I just figured out the number of points, how much it would take to make it worthwhile. So you can see down here at the bottom, if you are cashing out more than 62,000 UR points in any given calendar year, it makes more sense to have this Chase Sapphire Reserve, which lets you cash out via pay yourself back at 1.5 versus the Preferred, which only lets you cash out at 1.25. The purpose of this video isn't to get super into the math. Maybe I'll do a follow-up video later just really breaking down the math. Haven't decided yet. As a side note, some people are going to ask or wonder or question, what am I going to do with all these gift cards? Again, I've already used them, but there's 2 routes you can go. One option is you can just use them for things you would normally pay for, like doctor's visits that take credit cards, utility bills, like if you go to a private school or have kids that do tuition, those kind of things. There's lots of different ways you can use a debit card to pay for everyday expenses. So that's one option, just pay for things you would normally pay for, and then the money from your normal cash flow, just put that into a savings account. The other option is, it is possible in some locations still to use a debit gift card to pay for a money order. So you could, in theory, buy money orders. There'd be a small expense, like maybe $1 or $2 per money order, and then just put it in a bank account and decide how you're going to use it. Yes, that's called manufactured spending. I'm aware. Just FYI, this whole game with buying gift cards to offset things, Chase is okay with it. As far as I know, Wells Fargo's okay with it. American Express is not okay with it. So don't try this with an American Express card. And US Bank is somewhat sensitive to it. So I wouldn't do it in very large quantities with US Bank either. Other issuers, I don't know. I haven't researched it. And lastly, I'm going to tell you why I'm doing this, why I'm taking the cash as opposed to saving it towards some sort of awesome luxury travel in the future. It's because of this guy right here, this Wells Fargo personal line of credit that's just a little over $4,000. Several years back, I had a job where I was classified as self-employed, and I owed taxes at the end of the year. And in the same year, my wife and I had quite a bit of medical expense. And we had to take out a line of credit to pay our medical bills and pay our taxes. And we've been slowly paying it down. It's way under half of what it originally was. But it's just been hanging out there haunting me for multiple years. And it's not a ton of interest. It's only like $30 of interest a month, but that's a lot of interest. So I'm sick of paying it. So I'm just going to take that money and I'm going to wipe out that debt and never pay interest on that again. So even though I say it's worth $4,000, if I had paid this over the next 7 years, it would have accrued a lot of interest. So it's worth quite a bit more than $4,000. Now, this whole thing you just saw, buying the gift cards, cashing them out to pay yourself back, I've been planning this a long time. I've been basically trying to maximize my UR points, wait until I convert to the Sapphire Reserve, which I did back in February, have to make the purchases before pay yourself back expires at the end of April, although it may not. Well, the program is being extended. It's to be determined if you'll still be able to use grocery stores and home improvement or not. I haven't figured that part out yet. So this is what we call a pro gamer move, folks. Okay, not pro gamer. There's some moves that are a bigger deal than this, but it does take some planning. So if you're going to do this, you have to consider for yourself, am I willing to make 4 different trips to a grocery store? Am I willing to do all the finagling? Am I willing to plan ahead? To me, totally worth it. I'm willing to do that for an extra $1,300 in cash value. But what do you think? Is that something you think is worthwhile? Any comments you have, please put them down below. I'd love to hear them. Please subscribe to the channel and click thumbs up. And as always, may your spending be frugal and may your points be plenteous. Thanks for watching.